Connery Curious.
Saga, Last Crusade, You Only Live Twice, and the Anderson Tapes,
Murder on the Orient Express. You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next. Marty and a woman of straw, and a wounded man in Africa. We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Mario Lima,
Dylan Titus.
how you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Well. I just realized one last thing. Shut that off. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing well today. How you doing?
I'm feeling a little black and white.
A little gray today?
A little gray today.
Yeah.
Why are we gray today?
Well, it's a pretty gray day, actually, today.
It was very gray, rainy, but that's fine with me.
Dreary.
It's currently, we're into the beginning days of December. No snow yet.
It is 43 degrees outside.
Ooh,
Just dreary enough.
it was dreary enough.
Yeah.
Cozy. It's a little cozy.
It is a
Nice.
cozy day. It's a cozy day for watching a movie. A cozy Connery movie. Sorry, I didn't.
Cozy Connery movie.
That didn't work as well as I thought. I meant that to be like our live from New York. It's
Saturday night.
It's Connery Curious.
Featuring Chris Kattan,
Wait a second.
Keenan Thompson.
Sean Connery. SNL.
I don't think he's ever been on SNL, has he? I think we would have caught that in the list. Well, I mean, he was famously imitated in Celebrity Jeopardy.
Ever really on SNL. Sorry, I'm having trouble typing. He never actually appeared on the show.
Yeah, never was. That would have been fun.
That would have been so fun.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could. The closest thing we could grab from his history on TV is like his late night appearances. He's been on David Letterman a few times. I think Johnny Carson.
That clip of him entering the studio through the breaking into the studio. Excuse me.
Oh, with the jetpack.
No. Well, yeah, that's a good one too. But there's one where he's like, he has to. It's like, do you really think you can break into the NBC studios? He's like, ABC, NBC.
Oh,
Fox,
yeah.
I can break into them all.
Oh yeah, we might have to cover those episodes of Late Night. It'd be fun. Why not?
I'm not opposed to do it as a
Why
episode.
not?
Yeah,
Well,
for the
yeah, why
Patreon.
not? Yeah, why not? He's appeared. It's something he's appeared in, and sometimes because I remember he had because that whole thing with the jetpack thing, he did not like that because he had to hang on the ceiling attached to that for 5 to 10 minutes before they brought him down.
Oh no!
So I guess when he came back, Letterman made a joke of it, kind of basically, do you still hate me, or whatever. He's like, oh, I've gotten over that type, I suppose. But he was at the time pissed.
I can imagine.
But he obviously sold it. He came down on the jetpack, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, YouTube it. Let's look up Connery Letterman jetpack, and he came down in the Thunderball jetpack, and he had two girls help him unbuckle. It was probably the coolest entrance I've ever seen in my life. So it was cool that he was cool enough to agree to do that. I thought that was really cool. But
well, Mario, why are we talking about Sean Connery today?
because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Connery Curious, the podcast where each week me and Dylan Titus go through every single film in the amazing filmography of the late, great Sir Sean Connery. And today, what are we watching today?
Today we covered 1961's The Frightened City.
A crime drama.
A British neo-noir gangster film, directed by John Lamont, written by Lee Vance and produced by him and John Lamont and Lee Vance, excuse me, starring Herbert Lom, John Gregson, Alfred Marks, Yvonne Romaine, and Sean Connery.
And I'll tell you what.
What will you tell me? What will you?
Rotten Tomatoes, we have no score for this meter.
At all?
Audience score, though, did give it a 30%. Not a ton of reviews, but a lot of the reviews I was reading seemed pretty positive. A lot of it kind of saying like, a low budget but interesting enough British gangster film with a few names of note. A lot of people kind of saying it's a London film that like should get more attention, and I agree with that. I thought it could get some more attention. So there's not a ton of big, critique of this film, but it seems like the most like top reviews. I can't talk today. Some of the better top reviews seem to be liking this film. So I think I disagree with that score because it should at least be over 60 or 70. I think, because I think it's a good film. It's not the best, but I think it was a very fine film. We'll get to their scores later in the episode, of course. But yeah, Frightened City, 30% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I disagree with that as well. It should be higher than 30%.
Absolutely.
I won't say how much higher.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, should we get into it? Because I kind of searched around. It's kind of hard to find a plot for this film to read off of. The Wikipedia page is very short, only giving us a little synopsis, the cast, a little production sentence, the release, and the reception of the film. So there's not much on the wiki about it.
Well, there's a decent one here on IMDb. Written by Nufs68.
Ooh.
Nufs 68.
Shout out.
I'll do the trailer voice though first. How about that?
Trailer voice.
A small-time thief is recruited by a mobster to help with the racketeering. That's right, Sean Connery's doing the
Oh
trailer.
wow, this is a rare treat.
He does. I've got to start again now. I distracted myself. I'm so attractive, I distracted myself. A small-time thief is recruited by a mobster to help with the racketeering. He doesn't like the job, but with the mob on his back, a femme fatale in his bed, and a sick friend to care for, he will have to keep all his wits about him.
Very good. Very good. His witch.
Which one?
Funny enough, that is a great segue to my very first note.
Give me the very first note.
I can't stop now. I'm done.
This film, the film has a lot of SHs in it, just because of how the microphone is kind of set up. Every S is sh, 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 you know what I mean? Like everything had like a weird this microphone needed a bless you. This mic. Oh, it's 3 of them. Oh, a fourth one. One more. No. Okay, we're in the clear. We're in the clear. No, but yeah, there's everything sounded like it had an SH in it, which was hilarious to me.
I didn't seem to notice that.
Did you watch with headphones?
No.
I watched with
it
headphones.
with my surround sound.
Yeah, I had a headphones. Maybe that's why I caught it more. It just like everything like is like put a compressor or something on that. You know,
Maybe your headphones. Maybe you've been listening to music too loud, and your headphones are trying to tell you. Because this watch has been beeping off the hook saying you need to turn your music down.
Really, it tells you that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to get one of those.
It tells me how long I've been standing or running or exercising. The one Nicole has can analyze her heart rate and make medical recommendations based off it.
What?
I was just at a family party on Thursday, and one of my uncles showed me. He noticed mine. He showed me his, which was much bigger. It's a like Apple Watch Pro or something. It's massive.
It's like the Pip-Boy from Fallout. It's just like a giant thing.
Well, I haven't watched the trailer yet. We'll talk about it.
Oh yeah, no Pip-Boys. I'll say that. So far.
But he said the watch had saved his life because he didn't know that he had AFib.
AFib?
What did I just do? Oh, I'm still on logic. That's fine. Okay. AFib stands for atrial fibrillation, which is a type of arrhythmia or abnormal heartbeat. AFib is caused by extremely fast and irregular beats from the upper chambers of the heart, usually more than 400 beats per minute. A normal, healthy heartbeat involves a regular contraction of the heart muscle. So,
Damn.
Yeah.
For his watch. Like, gee, that's crazy.
So, yeah, it's definitely the future. There's a lot of things in here that and with the new, I got an iPhone X, which is even a few models behind, but the things on here that I've been noticing.
Look at the size of that thing, though.
Insane.
Look at that.
Yeah. And like even like just little things like you can see how it puts the time behind our faces there.
Oh, that's so cool! It like finds a way to like crop you out and make like a different
layer.
layer.
Does the same thing on the watch.
So it changes every time. Like you put like a set of pictures in there, and it'll kind of change every time you're.
Yeah, you can put a set of 24 pictures on that watch face. I've got the Donald Sutherland one. I've got, but then there's also one that will like pick a random folder, like at random. It'll just pick a folder like of here's a group of, or not even a folder, but like a group of things. Like here's pictures of your cat, or here's pictures of good food you've eaten through the years.
Here's all the dick pics you've ever sent since high school. Whoa! How'd that get there? Sorry. Anyways, speaking of dick pics, how about this movie, man? Shall we get into it?
I lost the plot on that.
This started by talking of that the whole movie has SHing in it for me, anyways, from an audio perspective. Because I listened to it I heard it, watched it through my headphones here, and this seemed like a little SH in there.
Okay, shall we get into the film?
Let's get into the film.
Okay, I'm gonna go by this IMDb summary from Noofs68.
Shout out to Noofs68.
Let me share the screen with you so you can see it. In London's West End, crooked mob accountant Waldo Zernikov meets with gangster and nightclub owner Harry Falcher to create a new crime syndicate. Waldo suggests that Harry recruit the 5 most prolific mobsters from the West End and create a syndicate with Harry as boss. Every member of the syndicate would still control his usual territory, and they would all evenly divide the profits after paying Waldo his customary 20% fee. During a meeting, they all agreed to the plan. Their racket is the protection business. They force many small merchants and business owners to pay a monthly protection fee. Most victims comply out of fear. Those who refuse are intimidated, beaten, or have their business vandalized by hired thugs. The police does what it can to stop these acts, but the resources and manpower are stretched to the limit. Detective Inspector Sayers is in charge of the West End rackets investigation, but witnesses are afraid to talk to the police. The crime syndicate has had some initial success, and the money is flowing. Former cat burglar Paddy Damien Connery is recruited by the mob to act as the syndicate's enforcer. His girlfriend Sadie is an attractive blonde, but he prefers to court nightclub singer Anya Bergodin, who is Waldo's mistress. Ever more greedy for money, Waldo wants to go into the big-time rackets and start putting the squeeze on major construction companies and land developers. Excuse me. Upset about this, one member of the crime syndicate, Alf Peters, quits the group. Annoyed by his departure, the other mobsters start a gang war against Alf. When the war escalates, the government takes notice, and the pressure on the law enforcement forces the police to arrest them, then recruit Paddy Damon to rat on the syndicate. Its days are numbered. Okay, that wasn't really the whole plot, but that's really all we're going to get, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can just kind of discuss things we noticed about the film and all that. It's an hour and 35 runtime.
Yeah, rough 98 minutes,
Yeah, so not too long of a film.
97 minutes.
As we mentioned earlier, black and white film. Is this
Hence why
our
we're in black and white today.
is this our third black and white film?
Let's go through. So, we've got Action of the Tiger was in color.
The Hill was black and white, and so was
So The Frigtened City is chronologically our first black and white film. Then we've got The Longest Day
yes.
and The Hill. So you are correct. That is our third black and white film.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, do you have notes?
I open with a question. Did the black and white affect your score at all?
No.
I enjoyed this black and white film. 'Cause I think the other one, like with The Hill, was fine.
The Hilla?
The Hill,
The Hilla?
what's the other one? Longest Day, being the other one. That one, black and white war films, I kind of get out of it. You know, but this one added to the. Cause it's not like they didn't have the technology, right, to be.
No, color films existed.
Yeah, so it's like I think it was more of a artistic decision.
Action of the Tiger was 4 years before this film.
Yeah, so like I don't know if that's in the trivia, but yeah, I feel like it definitely added more.
And also Wizard of Oz.
Oh, true. Yeah, Wizard of Oz.
1938, right?
The one that blew our minds blew their minds. We didn't exist then. We weren't even a thought back
39,
then.
excuse me.
But yeah,
When was Gone with the Wind? What was the first color film?
That's a good question. What is the first color film?
A Visit to the Seaside, 1908.
Oh wow, 1908. Really? Damn.
Oh, wait. La Vie en la Passion de la Jesus Christ, 1903. Partially hand-colored. Huh. So, yeah, it's you got the hand-coloring.
Okay, so
A couple of lost films. Anyway. The first natural color feature film made in Hollywood is The Toll of the Sea in 1922.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Hold on. I'm going to share a screenshot of it.
Huh. Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, look at that.
1922.
And what vibrant colors as well.
Right.
With those cherry blossoms and whatnot in the background. That's so cool. Yeah, that must have blew people's minds.
Even then, they was trying to kiss women that didn't want to kiss them. Wow.
Oh, tremendous. Tremendous.
What if we just skipped right over here and Connery?
Imagine.
Before he was born?
There was a note actually I made. So our Connery sighting, I have marked down at 22 minutes, 24 seconds. But at least
I have 42 seconds.
42 seconds?
Yeah, I have 22:42.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Did you
really? What are you going to do something about it?
Did you count it as soon as it panned up?
As soon as we saw that it was his face. And that was all one pan. It was like 2 seconds. It wasn't long.
Because he does the flip, and you see his feet, and you go up. As soon as I saw it was his face, I clocked him at 22, 24. Interesting. Interesting. But we'll meet in the middle at like 30 seconds.
That's such a big gap. We got to prove it right now.
I'm
Hold on.
up.
I got it right here. Oh, that's Darby O'Gill. Okay, hold on.
Were you watching on VLC?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Is it 22, 24?
Okay, my bad. 23:42. Can you see it?
What am I doing?
Yeah, me too. 23:42. Well, I gotta write that in my notes just for the heck of it. All right, so 23:42. There we go. We were both wrong.
Okay, well there we go. That's hilarious. It's always funny that we always have like weird times, but then like this one was like the most off one we've ever done. That's hilarious. But yeah, my note for that was I miswrote at least 3 times because a couple of like characters from far away looked like Connery. Like when they first go back to like have that scene of the meeting or whatever in the beginning. I'm like, oh, here's Connery. Oh, wait, no, that's not him. Oh, there's Connery. No, that's not him. Because he's so young in this, and he looks slightly. I think it's the hair. The hair is slightly different than what we've seen around this era.
First film where he wears a hairpiece.
Really?
Yep. According to IMDb trivia, of course.
Interesting. It's not a great one.
I think it looks pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like he's had fuller headpieces. I'm trying to find a good picture of him.
So, can we talk about the video you sent me?
Yes, of course.
Go ahead and tell.
That I was so it seems to be like a new inside joke on this podcast is to find a way to incorporate Herbie the Love Bug. And so the opening scene is you see a gentleman being like chased down an alley by a car, and when we
Ultimately, the car ends up backing him into a corner and ramming him, but right before it hits him, that's our cut to credits. It's very tense.
Yeah, it's like it's our
very good cold open.
Yeah, it's our mobster cold open. But like when I saw the car, you only see the wheels of the car, and it looked
and they go round and round.
Yeah, and they go round. But
all through the town.
But the body of the car looked like a Volkswagen to me, so I was like, that's hilarious. So I just thought of that clip from The Love Bug where he's chasing Peter Thorndike after he's beating up his driver, and he chases him like around a field and makes him jump over a fence, and I'm like, this needs to be in this. So I made a Herbie horror movie basically, where Herbie is chasing this guy down an alleyway and ultimately killing him. So we'll be sure to put that on Instagram for everybody to enjoy.
Herbie the murder bug.
Herbie the
death bug.
Which, funny enough, there's another Herbie clip that we can. Again, we got to go to the marathon. The remake. There is a fight scene in an alleyway involving Herbie that could be cut with this movie as well.
It's as good as the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning one.
Oh yeah, I mean you'll see. You just have to see.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to doing. What are we calling it? Is it Horny for Herbie? Or
is that what it's called? Horny for Herbie? I thought it was called. I thought you had another name for it. I forgot what it was.
A Helping of Herbie.
A Helping of Herbie, or like the
Herbie. I don't remember. Folks, write in.
You said it in a past episode. It was like Hunting for Herbie. I feel like it was something that
Herbie. Handling Herbie?
Handling Herbie. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I think it was Handling Herbie.
Yeah, that makes sense because it's a car pun too, and we're handling all the movies because it needs to be done. Frankly,
at this point, yeah, it's like because I talk about the movie way too often. That collection of movies, and I make references to it all the time. I quote those movies, and no one understands. So you will understand after this, Dylan. You'll understand.
To it.
It's gonna be a blast. Oh, Monte Carlo, The Empire Strikes Back of Herbie movies. Anyways, let's get back into the Frigtened City.
Well, immediately after Herbie, it cuts to The Naked Gun. The opening credits of The Naked Gun.
Yeah, and that's how the movie ends too.
I'm gonna take that and put that together at some point.
Yes, so good.
So that's my first note, and the music during that credit sequence absolutely slaps.
Yeah, I have a lot of notes about music actually.
It was done by Nori Paramore. That's who did the music for this.
Paramore.
Exactly.
Hit that snare.
Was that? Is it a line from the song?
Yeah, like right at the beginning. It's like old like 50s sounding music, like a version of the song. And you hear Haley Williams go, hit that snare. Then it goes bah da 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 da. Then it goes into the song.
Huh.
Iconic. I'm a Paramore mark too, apparently.
You're what? You're a what?
Oh, sorry, wrestling terms. I'm like I keep forgetting who I work with podcast
I'm not
wise.
your Andrew Lima.
Yeah, I forget who understands wrestling terms and who doesn't.
And Andrew Lima doesn't understand what a Sean Connery is.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do the impression for him. He's like, "What? What is that supposed to be? Shrek?"
Who is that? Andy Dick?
It's a great Andy Dick impression. Jeez, never heard anyone do one before.
My next note is that this film is very mean to women.
Oh my god, I have like one funny thing about this. I wrote after it's around the hula scene when we first see the girls at the club dancing the hula.
Yeah,
I have a couple notes about that scene. One, I said I love pervy guys with monocles because that always made me laugh.
I have two notes on this scene as well.
Or it's just like him, just
his monocle, like. So I call it the ogling scene, and he ogles so much that his monocle falls out. Like, what a pervy fucking scene. Those are my notes on that. Continue.
Yeah. So there was that, and a music scene. I thought that guitar solo in that first song was ripping. You kind of hear it in the background during the conversation between, I forget which characters it was, but I'm like, I rewind it. I'm like, this guy's shredding, kind of like a surfy kind of.
After the hula part, not after I Laugh at Love, right?
It was the first song playing, so it was at the first. It was the hula song.
Okay.
Yeah, so the first one, if you listen to that scene back. That guitar solo in that same song is ripping. It's crazy. And a lot of guitar work in that was like really good. But like, yeah, a lot of good music in a lot of these scenes that kind of dip in and out here and there.
I agree with you. I wanted to talk about that because for our Sir Billy Connery Curious wrap-up event, for which I think I have the perfect venue.
Ooh.
I do think we should. I want to play music live with you, man. Even if we don't have any original stuff ready, I think this is a good opportunity to just play a night of covers, all songs related to the movies that we've seen.
Ooh.
And I must say, I Laughed at Love is a decent song.
I laughed at love until you came along. I laughed at love, know you to prove me wrong.
And while maybe for an actual live setting, it's not the smartest choice to do a song that is a full number and it's beautiful, and then when the singer steps off the stage to just do an instrumental version of that song, that's probably not a smart thing to do. You should probably go into another song, some other kind of song. But I must say the instrumental version of it also slaps. So I think those are some potential, again, Diamonds Are Forever, Shalico, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, and I Laughed at Love.
And we had to put in, which we still got to finish. I know we started recording it. We have a version of the 007 theme that is yet to be finished.
Oh yeah, we can do that too.
With some really ripping dual guitar solos. And
1,000%, and Chris Hunt on the drums.
yeah, there we go. Oh man, that'd be a Connery super group.
I think we can do this.
I
To
think-
be honest,
I think so.
it'll make for a fun event.
Oh yeah, we keep throwing it into the universe. It's gonna happen.
It is going to happen.
It's happening.
We've got how many films left? 43 of 74. So we've got 31 films left. That's, just over half a year.
Oh man,
By the end of the summer, we can have a good event going.
let's go. I'm ready for it.
Me too. All right. My next note. My next note is I can't wait for the rapidly approaching day where these kind of men no longer run the world. Anyway, you want to talk about the Kiss avatars?
Oh my God.
That is my next note after that, is because I'm like, oh, these men running the world. Everything is just the interests of money.
You just
Fucking
thought about
Kiss
Kiss.
avatars. Oh my God.
So yeah, can we? Yeah. So explain it to me. I watched that video 3 times. I still understand what's going on. It's like a Fortnite concert, right? Like the same idea.
I think it's gonna be like 3D projections and pyrotechnics and whatnot.
Like
it's
holograms.
Gonna be a live experience. So yeah.
So you go to a venue to watch this.
Yeah, I'm guessing because that's what the ABBA thing is. Except you can only go see it in England.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So like they're like never gonna stop touring. There's gonna be a digital band
that just makes money all the time.
Because like the Gorillaz kind of did that first. Like I don't know if you're a fan of the Gorillaz. Like they were always known as
It's just one dude, right? It's really just one dude.
No, I think it's a few guys. Because
I don't know anything about them.
they have a lot of features and stuff, like different rap artists and stuff that come on their stuff. I mean, George Benson did a song not too long ago, like with them. But like when they were live, they kind of had like because their personas were like cartoon characters. They were like Pink Floyd. You never really saw what their faces looked like for years. So like that stuff's cool.
What are you talking about? Pink Floyd?
No, the Gorillaz are like Pink Floyd. Like casual Pink Floyd fans didn't know what Pink Floyd looked like the actual guys.
What are you talking about? Their very first record has their faces on it.
A lot of guys, a lot of people I know don't know what Pink Floyd looks like. If you told anybody, hey, what is if I gave you?
All right, if we're talking about a band that people don't know what they look like, why don't we tie it into the one that we were actually talking about, which was Kiss?
Yeah, but I mean,
because they went the first 10 years with makeup on, and then in 1983 they're like, okay, now we'll take makeup off.
And there's that newspaper clipping of like them labeled, and they're even not labeled right. I think Paul's name is under Ace's face, I think, and vice
the funniest
versa.
part of that is it was Vinny and Eric at that point.
Oh, it was Vinny and Eric. That's right.
Oh my God, Ace and Peter took off their makeup, and it's Vinny and Eric.
Like, who the hell are these guys? But yeah, it's a stupid idea. Like just stop playing, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Rush was smart enough to Rush has gotten to that point too where they're kind of.
I saw a video this morning where they're considering bringing other drummers onto a tour.
I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't like that either. Even though I know
only guy I would allow it to be Brian Guy of One's Will. He's the only one I would allow, because he, to me, I'm not even saying this to like blow smoke up his ass or whatever.
But
he is Neil. He plays just like Neil. But like other than that, like who are you gonna get? Frickin'. They were considering Taylor Hawkins before he passed. Like just don't play
Lars
anymore,
Ulrich.
dude. Oh my God! Imagine Lars playing YYZ.
Smashing away on YYZ. That's
And
exactly what I was thinking.
But it's the drums from Saint Anger. It's a trash can snare. Oh my God!
Honestly, I like the sound of those.
I think it's grown on me.
It's 20 years old.
As
Isn't that crazy?
as I've gotten older, I'm like, okay, it's not too bad.
Okay, so then I started writing down phrases from the film that made me happy. So I'd like to read off a few of those.
Bring it on.
If that's okay. Villains. We've got another film where everyone's referred to as villains. You surprise me muchly. Top jollies. Knock up a few tearaways. Lively with the Kosh. And Tanky Thomas.
Pre-Thomas the Tank Engine.
And then another quote is Sean Connery's first quote. Nah, no thanks, Wally. Oh, and another great quote. Hi, Salty. Hi, Sandy. Salty and Sandy. Neither are too happy, really.
One of my favorite quotes that I don't know if you caught this. I forgot what scene it is exactly, but I wrote down, Mario, these oranges are fine. I'm in this movie for a second.
What? Where? When?
I'll skim through and find it, but the guy's like, Mario, these oranges are fine. What are you talking about? I gotta find the actual scene. But I perked up because I heard my name, and I was like, wait a second.
We get a Sean Connery shower scene.
Yes, and him kind of singing. He's like
humming.
Well,
Oh, she's my darling one, and my guided one. She walks upon my darling girl. Patty? Oh, hey! Are you decent? Never more than I need to be.
I like that quote too. That was kind of
good.
fun. That was charming. Let me see.
Then there's a quote where he says, but I'm a climber. And he is, as we find out in 5 Days, One Summer.
Yes.
And also later on in this movie, I have a note, Spider Sean.
Yes, he does some terrific climbing in this.
Which we will get to. So his partner in crime, Wally, who is on the crutches. As soon as I learned that his name is Wally, I just started calling him Walter Jr.
Well, nice connection.
And I want to replace his lines of dialogue with Walter Jr.'s lines from Breaking Bad. But he also looks exactly like Lehman Kessler from Ask Lovecraft.
Okay.
Have you ever watched any of those videos?
Never seen those, no.
Do you know the track off of Flavor is called Scrambled Eggs?
I think so,
Where
yeah.
a man reads a poem?
Yeah.
I wrote that poem, but he read it.
Ah.
I sent it to him, and I'm like, can you read this?
Really?
He gave me 2 takes, and I chose the more lighthearted one, but I have a menacing one as well.
Nice.
And he looks very much like this man, which is played by Kenneth Griffith. Let me see. I'll pull up a side-by-side picture here for you. There's Wally.
Yeah.
When he shows up at the prison. This is Lehman Kessler.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, that's tremendous. Oh yeah, I see it. That could be his son. Jeez.
All right. And he's also the mayor of Gambier, Ohio now.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Anyway, definitely check out his video series, Ask Lovecraft. Real fun stuff. Anyway. Hey, Lehman. Lehman, if you're out there, congratulations on all your success. And I hope you and your family are well. Anyhow, shall we continue?
Yes.
What else do you have for notes? You take it away,
So
son.
so speaking of him,
Son. I don't know why I just called you son.
maybe you're rubbing off on me because I call everybody son a lot too. How you doing, son?
Well, you know what? I think it's time we tell everyone. Mario is my son.
What?
I know people know me as the vasectomy guy, but it was after I made Mario.
He saw how I ended up. He's like, "There's no way anything else coming out of
again.
Never again will anything come out of me like
And
that."
after 30 years, I finally had the courage to express it in a music video.
Yeah, it's kind of odd too because we're only a few years apart in age.
And he's older than me.
I went back in time to try to stop myself.
And I saw Mario and I said, I'm going to impregnate that man. And then Mario gave birth to himself years later.
Whoa. Very first self-impregnation.
And if you don't go back in time next week, you're not going to be born.
Oh, man.
Anyway.
So I had I did actually have a Wally note. Which is
Give me your
interesting.
Wally note.
I'm still trying to skim.
I haven't really watched all of Wally.
You ever seen
I've
Wally?
only seen the first half of it.
Wally is bananas to watch nowadays.
It's a Wally, not a banana
It's a
cue.
Wally, not a banana cue. That I want that scene where it's Roger Moore and Desmond Llewellyn watching Wally, and like they come in, like whatever her name is comes inside, like they've been in there for like 7 hours, watching Wally on repeat. Like, oh, we've been doing all night.
I love the sound effects of Ben Burt,
Just watching Pixar
and I
movies
didn't
together.
think he would be such a talented director.
I'm trying to find that orange scene too when they say my name. I can't find it. It's gonna drive me insane now. I'll find it later.
Give me a note on Wally, though.
So Wally. So a note leading into a note. Does this count as a Christmas film? There's a Christmas party in this movie.
When?
Isn't there?
Oh,
a Christmas-
at Connery's house?
Yeah, the first
At
shot
Damien's
is a
house?
Christmas tree, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize this was around Christmas time.
Well, I guess maybe it counts.
So-
What other Christmas movies are on our list here?
I don't think we
Let's
really
see.
have many.
Sean Connery, Christmas. Last Christmas, a reading by Sean Connery. Oh no, that's fake. The Christmas Dragon? No.
This may be the closest thing we get to a Christmas movie with Connery.
Maybe.
Perhaps. So my note there is when we find kind of towards the end of the party when Patty is making out with Sadie. Correct?
No, he's
Anya. Anya's the
Anya.
the
Yeah,
other girl.
he's ignoring Sadie. For
Sadie is
Anya.
the girlfriend. Anya is a very beautiful woman, by the way. Gorgeous.
Yvonne Romaine, as is Olive McFarland as Sadie.
Oh, she was in a couple of Elvis movies. Yvonne Romaine. Cool. So yeah, after when Wally kind of walks in on them,
Wait a second.
Ooh.
She's in Action of the Tiger
as who?
as Katina. And you know who else is in Action of the Tiger?
Sean Connery.
Well, that as well. Herbert Lom
Interesting.
is technically the lead of this film, but also I've got another note here on Yvonne Romaine. She married Leslie Bricusse in 1958, who composed the musicals Stop the World, I Want to Get Off, Scrooge, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and was also the lyricist for the songs Goldfinger and You Only Live Twice.
What a connection.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard the story about the composing of Goldfinger?
No, do tell.
Do you know who one of the first people to hear that song before it was like finished?
Who?
Michael Caine.
Really?
There's you got to watch on Prime. There's like a documentary. I forget what it's called exactly, like The Sound of James Bond or something like that. But it's a documentary
yes.
about the music, and Michael Caine's in it. Tells a story about him composing Goldfinger on a piano. They were roommates, and so he kind of came in. He's like, "What are you playing there?" It's like, "I'm working this song Goldfinger for a James Bond film," and so Michael Caine, who we obviously know as a good friend of Connery's, was one of the first people to kind of hear Goldfinger as it was kind of being written and like demoed. So that's a fun little tidbit. You gotta watch that documentary. We gotta watch it together. You'll enjoy it. It's really good.
Also, I knew about Jimmy Page, but I didn't know John Paul Jones were both Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones were session musicians on the soundtrack to Goldfinger.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
That's another fun tidbit. See, look at all the stuff you guys learn here on this podcast.
Anyway, so she's also in Action of the Tiger, as is Herbert Lom. Do you remember who Herbert Lom plays in Action of the Tiger?
I don't.
Trifon.
Oh, yes.
And he's a wickedly comedic turn as Trifon. Everyone losing their minds. He's so funny as Trifon,
I remember.
even though he's just a pervert.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing with this movie. He's a pervert. He's an evil pervert in this movie.
Evil
pervert. What do you think of that new Dr. Evil ad?
That's been around for a while.
You've been around for a while.
Thank you. That was Super Bowl last year or the year before? Because there was like a whole thing.
Super Bowl 2, Dylan. That's when that was.
Super Bowl 2.
And it's 246 now, so catch the fuck up.
But anyways.
It's also a bi-weekly event.
But
As in we have 2 every week.
But there was speculation. Obviously, it was only Dr. Evil, but I was like, oh man, is Mike Myers going to don the blue outfit again as Austin? We didn't get to see Austin, but it was nice to see a little Dr. Evil action nowadays. It was pretty fun. But kind of weird. Doesn't really help with continuity. If you're a big Austin Powers fan, at the end of Goldmember,
Scott's evil.
Yeah, so why is he back to like normal? That's what I want.
Well,
That's the next movie I want. I want Scott Evil to be the villain.
And then Dr. Evil and Austin have to team up.
Yeah, something goofy like that. Or like, I also like the idea of, the Austin Powers movies are always him adapting to like present day. So I think even like Austin Powers in 2024 or whatever would be crazy.
Well, you'd have to address James Bond.
Yeah, he'd address all that. He would address like just like women of power nowadays. Like it'll be, I think it could be a very interesting movie to see these days. And I want it to be like Never Say Never Again, where it's like an aging Austin Powers, and he's still like in the 60s.
He's a horny old man.
Yeah, so that's what we need.
He's
man.
He's in his 60s. He's not in the 60s. He's in his 60s.
How old is Mike Myers? Mike Myers
in his 60s.
Is he in his 60s? Let me see how old
Gotta
he is.
be.
He is 60 exactly. Okay. Yeah, that's the poster right there. Swinging in his 60s. That's the poster. And it's just him with the classic pose, but he's like older and a little chunkier.
No, it would be his swinging 60s.
His swing 60s? Give us a call.
Austin Powers on her swinging 60s. On Her Majesty's swinging 60s.
Oh my God, that'd be so good. Yes. That's wow.
Because what else? What other titles would you go for? Because they parody The Spy Who Loved Me and
Goldfinger,
and then International Man of Mystery is kind of like it's kind of like On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
A little bit, yeah, yeah. You have to do something like they call it the movie within the movie. Austin Pussy.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could do if it's like Never Say Never Again. Like never like.
No, it wouldn't be like that though, because
well, I'm trying to think of
because it's not official, quote unquote. Even though those movies draw mostly from the unofficial Casino Royale from '67.
Shag Another Day.
No, that would be terrible. Let's go through. Hold on, let's just go through them.
I like that one you just did.
So
On Her Majesty's Swinging 60s.
Yeah, that's probably what it would be.
I could see them doing one of the
Live and Let Shag. No.
one of the Craig ones, like if we did like something off, like one of like the like single word, like Skyfall or Spectre, like maybe one of those.
Shagfall. No, none of these work.
Shagfall would be hilarious. Shagfall. Like that's his old like Shagfall.
Oh my God! Because he's losing it as he gets older. He's losing his mojo again.
Yeah, there you go.
Shagfall.
Or Shagfall could be like his old like that's like his like his child like that's like Michael Caine. One more
died.
movie.
Michael Caine is dying, and he has to go back home to Shagfall.
Yeah, there we go. Or,
No Time to Shag.
Or if Michael Caine he retired, so like I mean they could just have him be like Connery in the Indiana Jones movies where he's a picture or something. But like it'd be nice to have like one more with him and Caine. And like Caine could be in for like 5 minutes. That's all we need him for. But he's at Shagfall, and like Scott Evil like wants revenge on Dr. Evil, and because technically it would be Dr. Evil and Austin Powers like
Against
childhood
Scott.
home. Yeah, so that'd be their home. So like Dr. Evil would be like Judi Dench.
We've got to team up to defend our home. Otherwise, my crazy son is gonna blow it up.
Yeah, baby, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, like
Our home is groovy, man. We've got to do it for Dad.
and they go under like and like it's just like Skyfall, and like Dr. Evil dies like Judi Dench as him. I think it'd be perfect.
And Austin has to mourn the death of the brother he only just has recently. He spent most of his life fighting, and the last third of his life getting to know.
Yeah, I think at this point in that movie, he'd have had he's probably had a long-standing relationship with him, so they're like probably better now because like it's been how many years since Goldmember? I think that's a tremendous idea for a Austin Powers movie. You heard it here first at Connery Curious. So if they take that idea, we had it first.
Austin Powers for on Her Majesty's Swinging 60s.
On Her Majesty's Swinging 60s. I love that so much.
I gotta write that down.
Oh, like imagine a scene. I want to be like No Time to Die when he goes to like a storage unit and he pulls off the cover, and it's the Jaguar again. It brings back the Jaguar, and he goes to like go meet with Basil Exposition. Is he still alive? The guy who played Basil?
Yeah, Michael York, I believe so.
He's still around, right? Yeah, so he can do one more, huh?
Yes, but he's looking real rough.
Oh man,
You see the pictures of him?
let me see.
Yeah, I got you right here.
Oh, he is old.
Yeah.
Well, maybe someone takes over for Basil or something like that.
Yeah. Nothing against Michael York, but he's just...
I
he
doubt
doesn't look
he's...
like he'd be in a healthy condition by the time it comes around.
Yeah.
Or if it does come around, you know what I mean?
Just put Ray Fiennes in it and like don't even acknowledge it. Like Ray Fiennes is Basil. That'd be so funny. Oh my god!
And then get Daniel Craig in there in some degree.
Honestly,
Put it in the Knives Out universe.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny.
And yeah, Austin and Dr. Evil have to go to America, and it turns out they cross paths with Benoit Blanc.
Oh my god.
That would be... Anyway, this is getting ridiculous. What are we, 12? All right. Yes.
Yes.
12.
Yes.
That's why you were wearing a Wolverine shirt.
Exactly. I'm surrounded by action figures.
Exactly. What boring dance choreography? When Anya is taking her dance class, it's just like, you know what I mean? It's the most boring dance choreography I've ever done seen.
Oh, I never got to hit my note that we originally were trying to hit.
Hit your note.
A minor. Okay, with Wally when he walks in. Can't hear
There's
it.
an A.
Oh,
I
that's
think, right?
close. I don't have my guitar near me. That's tuned down. So okay, yeah, when Wally walks in on Connery, Patty, making out with Anya on his bed. When they're talking, you hear the party happening in the other room.
Wait, when Wally walks in, you mean?
When Wally walks in, and then
Yeah.
and then Anya please excuse me, and she takes off, and they're like, he's like berating Connery for doing that, blah
Cheat.
blah blah.
For cheating.
For cheating, yeah. So you hear the party happening in the other room, and it sounds like a classic laugh track from I Dream of Jeannie or something. Especially when that guy walks in with the constable helmet,
I love it.
and it's like a laugh.
Hey, you guys
track.
are making a racket in here.
But it hits as soon as he says it. It hits like a laugh track.
Well, I can't explain it.
Hello. Oh, what you doing was having a kip in here. Just coming. Well, come on, then.
I told you he did.
So it's really funny. And I'm like, what is this? It became like a comedy. It's just like a kind of a bummer scene of you cheated on your girlfriend, blah blah. It's like a laugh track in the background, and it's so distracting. It's just really
But
funny.
It also indicates how happy the environment is outside, and it's all a facade.
Yeah.
Facade.
A lot of interesting. I had another audio note as well. That scene when everyone's in the meeting room and at the bar, I believe, and they go into the office, and that guy and Waldo is listening in.
Yeah.
I appreciate that transition of audio of he turns the speaker on. He's like, I want to be able to hear them talking. Up, no problem. Turns the speaker on, and just the transition of the speaker happening and him opening the door, hearing the actual audio of them talking, and the door closing, and it goes back to the speaker. I just really appreciated that it was consistent and didn't cut to a different conversation. It just sounded concise and perfect. So I was I appreciated that as an audio person.
I wonder if it was just live on set audio.
I wonder, yeah. But it was
just mic'd to the room outside of that office, and then had it feeding to that little speaker. And
yeah, possibly, yeah. But I just I appreciated that for what it was. I thought it was really cool.
Okay, I've got another quote here. Exchange a little saliva with Senor Sanchetti. Did you catch that one?
Oh, yeah, I caught that quote.
That one is by Detective Inspector Sayers. He's like, let's go exchange a little saliva with Senor Sanchetti. You think he's supposed to be American, right?
I think so, yeah.
He's an English actor, and he was born in England, died in England. But I feel like he's got an American accent. It really sounds that way.
What? No writs from indignant villains stating that by arresting them while beating up some poor old cripple, I was unlawfully invading their privacy? You surprise me, Sergeant. You surprise me muchly.
I also have a note that Alfred Marks, who plays Harry Fulcher, the boss who gets Connery involved into it, he looks like Walt Disney.
I could see
Ties
that.
into last week's episode.
Yeah, right? Yeah, there we go. Walt is everywhere.
I Laughed at Love. That's a good song, and we should do it for our Sir Billy night, our Connery Curious celebration. Yeah, there we go, our Connery Curious celebration.
Connery Curious celebration. Well, yeah, it's a Connery Curious finale, basically.
Yeah.
Live and in living color.
The Triple C. Then Connery says, I'm going to take you on a mystery tour. A magical mystery tour. Okay. That party scene, if it was a Christmas party, when everyone leaves, and Wally gives Patty some shit. Patty closes the door, and he, like, holds his head in his hand, and he's like, ugh. And Anya goes, do you have a pain in your head? And he goes, no, a bit further down. My penis is hurting.
Like, I'm assuming he's talking about his heart, though, right?
Yes, he's definitely talking about his heart.
Like, all of a sudden, he's like, yes,
because they start making out afterwards.
My left nut hurts a bit.
Do you want me to suck it? No, it hurts. That's what I was saying. I think I should probably see a doctor. Non-gonococcal.
Non-gonococcal. Haven't heard that one in a while.
Oh my God, instead of that liquor ad where it's young Connery and old Connery, that's the situation. Young Connery from this movie visits old Connery from A Good Man in Africa.
So you have pain here? I should put lower.
Cut to the office, and black and white Connery walks into a color room. Did you not see the line? Well, yes, but I just thought I'd skip the bloody queue. I never skip the queue, 007.
I never joke about my Q 007. Anyways.
Rowing machine. Alf is on a rowing machine before he gets killed, and it reminds me that I need to go work out.
This whole movie, man, that whole gym scene, man, makes me want to start working out. The gym reminded me of the gym from Fine Madness a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
back when gyms were just concrete floors.
Like a basement.
Concrete workout equipment. And you just, like, it was just, you want to, I bet that rowing machine was just rowing different bricks of concrete, just pulling them closer to you. Concrete and springs.
I appreciate what they're trying to do with that punching bag transition.
I liked that too.
That
was a nice zoom.
Yeah, hits the scene, and we go to the next scene. I thought that was clever. Cause I saw him like next to him, like, he's gonna punch that, isn't he? Please punch it. Please punch it.
It was a good zoom, and it had to be a zoom because the camera didn't actually get hit.
Yeah, right.
It didn't fall backwards. Yeah, I really like that transition. I understand the criminal mind. That's the dark side of the moon, laddie.
Dark side.
There's your Pink Floyd reference.
There's your Pink Floyd.
And the guy in the scene goes, I don't know what Pink Floyd looks like. He goes, well, I don't either. They won't be formed for another 6 years. Okay. When Wally goes to the jail to talk with Patty, it's got the worst trope of screenwriting ever. And I wrote it down. As you know, I've been a thief my whole life. As you know, Mario, we've been friends since college.
This gave me the Batman vibes. If the Batman was made in the 60s.
It was. It's
well,
called Batman the movie.
Well.
Yeah.
So it's also a tremendous. You never know doing a bomb these days. You never know where to put a bomb, and he's like running around with the giant bomb.
Now put that movie in black and white.
Ooh, oh man, I'm so glad that show's in color. It's so much fun.
Now to go back to my first note that this film is very mean to women. I don't really want to get too much more into that, but the perfect example is when Patty is, like, on the run, kind of, and Sadie brings him, like, food and money and clothes. Like, she risks her life to run or like, her freedom to run and get that stuff to him. And he says, oh, I'm sorry that I cheated on you, essentially. And she just goes, oh, that's okay. Like, this film is so bad to women that she can't even accept an apology for a legitimate wrong he's done to her. Like, her purpose is literally just to bring him the stuff he needs to finish out the movie, you know?
Mm.
So, Yeah, so yeah, this is a problematic film of its time for sure. Problematic now, but of its time for then is what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not great. It's a little bit better than Action of the Tiger, which actually is my next note. This is the second film with Herbert Lom and Sean Connery where there's a dropped gun in a fight.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Both chronologically and in terms of our podcast. I'm having trouble saying that word.
Also, there's like a little thing I noticed when she's walking away after she like drops all the stuff for him. Exactly 1 hour, 23 minutes, 22 seconds.
Share your screen.
There's like a sign. This is obviously like a walk through like park. Where is it? Max speed 6 miles an hour.
6 miles an hour, yes.
Like
yes.
and like I think it says at the bottom sign like cycling is prohibited or whatever. I'm like, what if someone's like running through here? Are they gonna get pulled over for like just running through at 6 miles an hour?
But I'm being chased by a murderer. Well, the murderer is walking, ma'am. He's observing the speed limit.
It's like Jason Voorhees is following.
He's holding a severed human head, but he's not breaking the law.
It's like, but you can't. You gotta respect the traffic laws.
He could have found that head.
It was like a little interesting thing. Max speed 6 miles an hour. Weird.
So you got to go leisurely on through there on a bike, very leisurely. So when he sneaks into the office, that is super Bond.
Yes, the outside, because even like the outfit he's wearing, it reminded me of.
It's a nice suit.
He has like the raincoat on at first, and it looks kind of like the disguise he wears in You Only Live Twice. Then he takes it off before he goes in, but it's like the way he takes it off is very like Goldfinger, like when he takes off the stealth suit and he has the white tuxedo under it. But like right before he has like a raincoat on. It reminded me of You Only Live Twice. It was really cool. But yeah, very very Bond-esque. You put some Bond score in the background.
Where would
there.
the 007 Take Selector's theme go?
Probably in the fight scene afterwards. Probably that happens like a few minutes after. Probably put it in there. Which is funny. My other speaking of like tense Bond fight scenes, the scene he's in, I think he's in that same room earlier in the movie. And he touches when they first kind of hang out with him, and he's touching the sword, and he's like, "Try picking that up," you know. And he's like,
"Oh yeah, I wouldn't want to hold it for very long.
I shan't would like to hold this for very much longer." Whatever he says,
I shan't.
He says something weird, like he says it like really weirdly. But then he sees like
you shan't.
You shan't. He sees the shield with like a little like spike on it. He touches the spike. It reminded me,
and that's
like,
what comes back into play.
Which kills him at the end. But that reminded me of From Russia with Love with the shoe spike.
It reminded me of the nail bed wall art from On Her Majesty's Swingin' 60s. I mean, Secret Service. You know what I mean? Where Diana Rigg like pushes that guy into the nails that are just on the wall. As art.
Yeah, that's right. And I love the little mask too. But in that scene when he gets stabbed and he goes down, I love the mask. Is this staring down at him at the end.
Yes, I like that. I do have a scrove of that.
And they hang on it. It's really funny.
Here we go. Okay, so let's go through some of these screenshots I have. So, yes, here's the mask.
Love it.
I love that.
Which is funny because he has a mask in his apartment that people kind of shit on him for. It's like, where'd you get that thing? I forget where he says he got it.
Who?
When he first gets to the Christmas party, he has like a goofy mask on his wall and says like, "Oh, that's this dreadful thing on the wall." It's like, "Where'd you get that?" And he forgot where he says he got it, but he's like, "Oh, don't make fun of him. It's his first time on his own," or something like that.
I don't remember that at all.
It was right at the beginning of the Christmas party.
Well, let's go through some of these screenshots I have here. I only have 6. So this is the opening title of the film: British Board of Film Censors, 3 Soho Square, W1, Secretary John Trevelyan, OBE. This is to certify Alec Trevelyan. Oh my God, do you think that was Alec Trevelyan's dad?
Maybe.
This is to certify that The Frigtened City has been passed as a more suitable for exhibition to adult audiences. examiners. TNCNKO, is that what that looks like? A Morrison of Lambeth. Oh, Morrison F. Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, Morrison F. Lambert, president.
Lambeth? President? Yeah. Anyway, so that's the opening title card of the film. There's Connery with cigar.
Oh, yes.
This scene right here.
There it is.
That's my final note is, come on, boy. 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 That's all he says during the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah. There he is, dead. That doesn't look real for some reason. Does that not look real to you?
Because I feel like there's something in his back that they put like a piece of styrofoam or something like that to make a stand like that.
But I feel like look around his legs here. Like, can you see how it doesn't look real?
Oh yeah, that kind of looks like a little photoshopped, I guess. But it looks like there's something in his shirt that's
like it was a cutout image. Like, it looks like this is a cutout image that's been propped onto another image. Like, they just didn't get that shot.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. It does look a little odd.
Yeah.
But his shirt looks odd, too, so...
Yeah.
Everything about that shot is pretty odd.
They don't linger on it for long, so I had to get a screenshot of it, but... Yeah, so that's pretty much all my notes on this. How about you?
Let's see. Let me go through. Punching back, transitioning. Oh, I said, I made a note. I forgot which scene exactly, but Connery looks like Jimmy Fallon sometimes in this movie. Like,
he does have a bit of a Jimmy Fallon-esque look.
Like, I think it's like a little bit of the hair and the way the suit fits, because I feel like he looks very good in this film. I feel like he looks a little skinnier than obviously young Connery. Something about him looks different, but he gave me a Jimmy Fallon vibe a little bit, or even like a late night host in general, just the way the suit fit him. That was kind of interesting. And then I had like one quote. I think I should really write down who says these quotes, but I'm pretty sure it was Anya with Connery, and there was a
Connery.
There was like, I think I'm paraphrasing, but there was they mentioned somebody at the party, and I think Connor goes, "She has a family tree that's 10 miles high," and she goes, "Looks as if she just climbed down from it." And I was like, "That's a crazy." I've got to use that. Look, she just climbed down from it.
She's the village bicycle. Everyone's had a ride. Sorry.
Let's see. Yeah, and like in my final, I'm just making sure I hit everything else. I think I hit everything else. Yeah, and I think the final one is we'll talk more into it. I said music is tremendous.
Music is tremendous.
I like
get
that
into
music. That. So yeah, so that's it for my notes as well.
I just remembered some things I did want to talk about.
Hit me.
Can you feel the influence of this film on films like The Godfather and shows like Breaking Bad?
I can see Breaking Bad for sure. I can see Godfather too, just mobster wise, with that sort of thing. But they got the use of certain shots.
It's about the organization of these families to reduce violence, and then how one of them goes out of that and needs to be reined in. You know?
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I wonder if this movie had any kind of influence, because I think it's one that we should get more eyes on. I know this is a very hard film for us to find. We had a really difficult time finding this somewhere. So if you, like, listeners, have a chance to find this film, The Frigtened City from 1961, give it a watch, because I think it has some great stuff here. Just like film wise, I love this. Like, this was like one of the first things I saw when I was like searching through stuff to talk about. I just love the shot of him,
is a great shot.
Of Connery behind the bars, and like alone, that's just a cool still image. I think
he kind of looks a little ape-like in that.
A little bit. Like
Sorry.
Jesus.
I know that sounds weird,
And
but
it looks like he just
like
climbed down
the
from
exact
it.
pursing of his lips and like the smile lines and whatnot. You know what I mean?
They should have had him in Planet of the Apes.
Forgive me, I didn't mean any offense by that. He just, and then the fact that he's behind a cage wall, like
Remember
Connery plays Caesar.
imagine if Connery didn't do Diamonds Are Forever, but they still had that scene of the girl turning into a gorilla. But
And it was Connery.
It's just Connery shaking the the cage, and he gets out and he chases the people out of the room.
Wait till you see me on the moon.
But yeah, I think this film has a lot of really interesting shots, like
That punching
some-
bad transition, obviously.
so
as you said,
some fun zooms on people's faces. I always like a
I
dramatic
bet-
zoom.
I bet that this opening title credits was part of the inspiration for The Naked Gun.
I think so too. And funny enough, I'm going to bring him up again, Herbie, the love bug. The love bug ends that way too, with like when they get in the car and like let's leave, and like literally the end of the love bug is they get in Herbie and they take off, and it's POV of the steering wheel driving by itself, and it's
Nice.
on a street, and the credits start rolling. And I'm like, oh wow, like maybe it was just like a '60s thing to do, like just have that kind of like cool like car shot where people are like, we could start putting let's stop putting these cameras on cars and start driving around. That'd be a cool shot, wouldn't it be? And like maybe it was like a thing, a stylistic thing in the '60s, because I've seen it a
it's
lot.
always cool.
Yeah,
That's why GoPros are great.
Oh yeah, like,
know?
but yeah, any kind of like POV from a car is always going to be cool in the movie. So I mean, obviously the technology is gone bananas. Watch any crazy
Herbie goes bananas.
Herbie. He goes bananas in one
It's
movie.
a Herbie, not a banana
It's
cue.
a Herbie, not a banana cue. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that for the most part, man. We'll get to our scores a little later, but
Yeah, I don't
great,
have a
great
whole lot
looking.
more to say about this film.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like, we're about to hit like an hour 24, almost hitting the exact time of the movie.
Yeah, who's the MVP of this movie? Oh, and actually there will be some cutout of this.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, we talk a lot of nonsense. We talk a lot of shit about you guys, you listeners.
Yeah. How much we hate our listeners. No, honestly, we're thankful for every listener we have.
Oh,
we love
yeah.
you all. And yeah.
But as for standouts, probably Herbert Lom. I think he's speaking of Herbie Lom, aka Waldo. I think he's great in this. Connery is also a standout.
I really liked Alfred Marks as Foucher.
Oh yeah, he was very fun too.
And I also really liked Olive McFarland as Sadie. I liked that moment where she leaves the party and she knows that Connery's cheating on her. He says, "Thanks for the help." And she goes, "Yep, weddings, family gatherings, funerals, catering specialty," and storms out.
Ugh,
Heartbroken.
the worst.
But then because it's the kind of film it is, Connery apologizes for being a bastard. She goes, "Oh, you don't even need to apologize. I'm a woman in 1961.
Happens all the time.
I'm just here to bring you money and clothes and whatnot." And then as soon as she leaves the scene, it's like, "Are you Sandy? Get in here. We're arresting you, corroborating or whatever." I don't know. Anyway, yeah,
Excellent.
I got nothing more to say on this film.
Yeah, so I guess that was The Frightened City. And
Well, I mean, actually not yet because we do have to do our ratings. So
Well,
I guess I have more to say on this film.
Well, I was getting to that.
Yeah, sorry.
Let me start again.
Do it.
Anyways, guys, so that was The Frightened City, meaning after our discussion, we have to get into the scores of the film. Not only the score of the film, but of course the man himself, Sean Connery. The score of the music score, if the SHs, and of course the Shekshi rating. A lot of things to review here, a lot of scores to talk about. Shall we start off with our SH rating?
Let's do it. The Frightened City. Mario, what is your SH rating?
SH, not really there. Young Connery,
really.
clean as a whistle. whistle. I couldn't even think of a word that had a slight SH to it. Still has the accent, obviously. Connery refused to drop his accent in any film. So I'm probably going to give it a 1, maybe a 0. I don't know. I think a 1 is fine. Where maybe you can catch it a little bit, but it's not really there.
I'm going to give it a 2 because I did notice it at some points.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that gives us an average of a 1.5, so that works.
That's a fair one.
Yeah. All right, our sexy rating.
Ooh, a sexy rating.
You want to do it?
You go first.
Okay, well, I'm going to give it an 8.5 on the sexy rating. I think that Connery looks damn good in this film. I think that Yvonne Romaine and Olive McFarland both are very beautiful women. I even think Herbert Lom is very handsome. Alfred Marks is very handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Toll of the Sea when I'm talking about that. But yeah, and young Connery just looks damn good. Let's look at a picture of him in here. Let's find some pictures of him as Paddy Damien.
Oh, get that last picture. On close out of there. And then the very last one of him sitting down. That one's good too. There we go. That's a good shot.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah.
I'd be intimidated to hit on him at a restaurant.
And look at that guy. That guy can't even look up. He's like, I'm just focusing on his empty plate in front of me.
Too beautiful. Too beautiful.
He's scratching an empty plate.
He looks a little goofy with a fedora on.
Well, I think it's not his size. I like him in the Bond fedora in Dr. No and Russia with Love, but that one's not his size. He's a bigger fedora. He's a big guy, dude. You know, I love that little kung fu scene. He is
massive.
He looks great in there too. Like, look at him. Yeah, him alone, very sexy. But there you go, dashing, very dashing. I'm surprised this. Well, yeah, I'm surprised this film should have been the one that was like, yeah, he's got to be James Bond. He's got to be.
I'm sure this was one of them that led to the choice.
Because him fighting, he's like in so many fighting scenes, like even dating back to Action of the Tiger, which obviously he's not a ton in, but that bar fight, he just has that fighting style of like just that brawler fighting style, and they're like, yeah, that's our James Bond for sure. So I'm sure this film was like, yeah, he's definitely going to be our in Dr. No, which is a year later. So,
and I'm sure the Frigtened City was filming in 1960.
Yeah.
So enough time for them to take a pick, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah. Sexy rating, my sexy rating is an 8.5. How about you?
I think I'm going to agree with you and also give it an 8.5. Like, I think Connery looks tremendous. I was crushing hard on Yvonne Romaine, a.k.a. Anya, because I'm just like, I'm a sucker for like that 60s looking kind of gal. I just like the hairstyle and like the costuming is great in this movie. I like everyone's outfits in these movies. And it's something kind of sexy about an old black and white, like crime drama. You know,
I agree.
All around, it's kind of a sexy feel. Like, you know, all it was missing was some. Like, it's like L.A. You ever played L.A. Noir? I think we've talked about this before. But L.A. Noir, you know, it's kind of like a sexy kind of mob cop drama type deal. So yeah, it's all around.
I have not played it.
Oh, that's a fun playthrough. If you might be able to find it cheap somewhere. It's on. I think that came out on PS3 originally or PS4. I forget. PS4, I think. But yeah, definitely worth the play, especially with the kind of eras we've been like watching these films in, and we tend to have the same interest in films. So I think we both would like appreciate that game for what it is. I haven't played it in a while. I got to replay it myself, but it was like one of the first games to really utilize facial capture. It's a lot of the actors from Mad Men, actually.
Oh, wow.
So they work great in that era because they were so great in Mad Men. So it's like you'll go into like a scene and you're like, I recognize this guy's face from somewhere, and sure enough, it's an actor you know. So really, really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna give this also an 8.5. Yeah, I think it's a very, very sexy film, and I liked it. Also to add, I think I would watch this again.
Well, real quick, speaking of sexy noir, look at this. When it's in black and white and I talk and I smoke a cigarette, you see?
All right, you just need like a spotlight on you.
Isn't that sexy?
It's very sexy.
Watch here as I inhale.
Ooh. Oh yeah,
It's cooler in black and white.
it's way cooler.
Also, I'm smoking a joint, not a cigarette.
Exactly.
So you would watch this film again?
I think I'd watch it again. Yeah, just because it seems like, especially with today, we talked about it earlier when we started the episode. It was a cozy day today with the rain and like, just get all cozy and watch a nice black and white film. It was nice. Would you?
I don't think I would watch this again.
Really?
No. But you know what? I did think as I was watching it, it reminds me a lot of Killers of the Flower Moon, which when that is available for home release, definitely watch it. It's very good. But it also reminded me, again, to tie in with our news cycle, of the Drumpf trial that's going on right now, of former President Drumpf, and how the bricks are falling. You know what I mean? I don't really want to get more into it, but it just kind of reminded me of this film. Kind of reminded me of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got to uncover this conspiracy between all these mob bosses trying to stay in power.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get on to the next rating before I get too far down that rabbit hole. So we did our sexy rating. Now we go to our musical score rating. What are you going to give it, Mario?
I gave it a solid 8. I think it was really good. I think it hit. It added to some scenes here and there, and just like the music beats of, like, again, I still can't get that guitar solo out of my mind, man. I think it was a great little shred. Good music. I think it was tremendous.
The score by Nori Paramore. What else has he done? I've not heard any of these other.
Yeah, he died in 1979, so I guess we didn't have a chance to see much.
Paramore and George Martin jointly held the record for having produced the most UK singles. The UK #1 hit singles until Martin produced Candle in the Wind 97 for Sir Elton John, 18 years after Paramore died. Best known for his work with Cliff Richards and The Shadows, producing and arranging most of their material from the 50s to the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Nori Paramore. So you're giving it an 8?
I gave it an 8.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Whoa!
This music slapped, and there was also a lot of cool little music stings in it, like... just sudden musical bursts that were really cool as scene transitions. So yeah, very, very cool soundtrack. I very much enjoyed it. 9 for me.
Nice.
And I would listen to that more if I could find it. So, all right, film rating or Sean rating?
Film.
Film. You or me?
I'll have you go first this time.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Ooh, okay.
I liked it. It was a good film. It was very well made, but it was very mean to women.
Mm.
And that held it back from being better. And also, it's a bit cheesy for its time, you know, at points. So that held it back a little bit too. Or cheesy and of its time, excuse me. But I also don't think I'd watch it again.
Okay.
How about you? What are you going to give it?
I actually gave it a 7.
Oh, so you did better than me.
Yeah.
And you would watch it again.
Yeah, I just think I think it's a fine film. It's not perfect, but yeah, I just think it's something about it is I like the style of it. I think the style is exciting to me. So yeah, it's but yeah, it's not like it's not the greatest. It's definitely not my top 10. It's probably not my top 20. But I like it. I think it's a interesting film, and of the young before Bond Connerys, this one's up there, with and Patty O'Gill, of course, too. We love that Patty O'Gill.
Darby O'Gill.
Darby O'Gill.
He's Patty Damien in this.
Patty Damien O'Gill. Damien O'Gill. So yeah.
Patio furniture.
Patio furniture. There we go.
And the dance teacher in this movie was played by Choreograph.
Beautiful. Thank you. But yeah, 7 and 7.5. That's not bad.
Yeah. All right. Let me go back to that screen. All right. So our average film rating is 7.25. Now here's the big one.
The big one.
Sean rating. You go first, bud.
I think Connery's really good in this. I think he looks great. He seems like he's pretty happy to be there. I think he's
eager.
Yeah, it's like
he's got energy. He's eager to prove himself.
Yeah, this is not big celebrity Sean Connery yet. This is still like, I guess I don't know if he was struggling, starving actor. But I would assume
this is up and coming actor Sean Connery.
Yeah, and it's before the craziness of James Bond. So I think he's really good in this. So I think I'm going to do Connery 8.5.
8.5 from Mario. Mario, I'm going to up you there, and I'm going to give him a 9.
Woo!
I think he is full of vitality in this film.
Okay.
He's eager to prove himself. He's pouring himself into the role. He's doing a good job.
Tremendous.
I think he's very good in this film. 9 for me, which gives us an average of 8.75. This is definitely, like when he's, shimmying up the pipe there and he almost falls. Like there's some tense stuff in there. And he breaks into the office and it's super Bond-like. And yeah.
Absolutely.
I can see how that led to him getting the role. And him in the dojo there wearing his karate outfit and working out and in the shower and fighting, and yeah, he's good. He's handsome. He's sexy. He's clearly gives a shit about coming off as a professional actor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he's very good in this. I can see why in this film you can see why he became the famous actor he became, because he is giving it his all.
Oh, absolutely.
If you look here, we didn't like him in Action of the Tiger, but that's because of his character. Like he's still pretty good in it as an actor, but like look at his early films.
We love him.
Yeah. Especially this range here. He's really given it his all. So, anyway.
All right.
So those are all our ratings. Let's go through them one more time.
Let's do it.
So we've got our SH. You gave it a 1, I gave it a 2 for an average of 1.5. We both gave him an 8.5 on the sexy rating and the film as a whole. Our musical score is an 8.5 average. Our average film score is a 7.25, and our average Sean rating is an 8.75 for a total Sean of 6.9. Nice. That's not bad.
Well done.
6.9 is pretty high.
I like it.
All things considered. Alrighty. So, yeah, I think that means we tick that one off, and
well, good night, everybody. Oh, no.
Good night.
Oh, yes. No, we can't leave yet. We gotta spin, which I believe is my turn this week.
I think it is. Alicia spun last week.
Yeah, and I think before that we flipped to get a coin, I believe.
Yes, we flipped, I won the coin flip, and I passed it to you. So technically, it is your turn. Yes.
All right.
So look at that. Look at how clear the names are at this point.
And I was just going to say the list on the right side.
32 left.
Like, I can't scroll anymore. I can't scroll the list anymore.
32 entries remaining.
Man, what do you want? What do you want next week?
Time Bandits.
Time Bandits.
I want Time Bandits. What else? What else could I possibly want? Yeah, I want something fun. Time Bandits is gonna be fun. Or Highlander. Ooh, dig this. I invited my sister to join us for Highlander.
Ooh, okay.
Because like half of the score. So the score for Highlander, the musical score itself is done by Michael Kamen, who we've heard on this before he did The Next Man. But it's also got music by Queen.
Oh.
And my sister is
yeah.
a huge Queen fan.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell me Michael Jackson had something to do with it. That would be hilarious. But hell yeah.
I can't imagine there's any crossroads between the two of them.
Who knows?
So yeah, I want Time Bandits or Red October.
Let's see.
How about you? What do you want?
I think.
Oh, and what don't you want?
I know we still have those like those elephants in the room of one documentary or two documentaries.
Okay,
left.
yeah. So let's address this. We took Un Monde Nouveau off the list because apparently he's only in it as like it's the Goldfinger premiere, and one of the main characters takes a picture of him. So thank you.
So we're 31.
So we got 31. Damn, 31 entries remaining. And we can't find that movie anywhere. I spent a good 45 minutes trying to find anything online where I could purchase it anywhere. Nothing.
So if he's not even acting in this thing, then
he's literally not acting.
That's not worth it.
Memories of Me was worth it, one, because it was a great film. And not saying Un Monde Nouveau isn't a good film, but Connery is in it as a cameo, but he's acting.
Yeah, he said a line that was written.
And he's putting himself into a character.
Yeah.
That he is the character of Sean Connery that knows this man, Abe.
Exactly.
And has been friends with him for years. And that's not part of Connery's life, so he is technically acting. Whereas if it's just a picture of him at the Goldfinger premiere, he probably didn't even know it was happening because according to the trivia, that was approved by Harry Saltzman. So, and Harry Saltzman, by all accounts, is a crazy man. So, it's like, yeah, just go sneak up on him. We'll put it in the movie. Anyway, so yeah, take Un Monde Nouveau off. Awesome. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see, which we don't have to worry about now.
Yeah.
I don't really want to watch Lilacs in the Spring.
Okay.
But yeah, Hunt for Red October and Time Bandits, Time Bandits, Time Bandits.
All
what do you
right.
want?
I think after seeing this film, I'm definitely a little Connery curious about the Untouchables.
Oh, same.
So that's going to be really cool. Him and De Niro in a movie. That's going to be really cool. There's that, and I don't know why, but I want to see League of Extraordinary Gentlemen because I haven't seen it in a very long time. And now having all this knowledge of Sean Connery doing this podcast, I'm going to see it differently now. Because
we have a good guest for that one too.
Oh, true. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to say those two for me: Untouchables or Extraordinary Gentlemen.
All right, and I'm throwing in Time Lock and Hunt for Red October.
All right. Well, that being
so that's
said,
a 4 out of 31 chance for something we're looking for.
Oh man, let's see what happens.
Oh my lord, I'm so excited.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to spin the wheel of curiosity.
Oh my God.
Untouchables.
You did it, Mario.
I did it.
You did it.
And we almost hit Lilacs in the Spring, which is the one
God.
you didn't want to do.
But because they're getting wider and wider,
there's way more chance to like stay in the pocket there. So Untouchables, man. I'm very excited about this. Let's look it up real quick just to get a quick taste of what we're going to see in 1987's The Untouchables.
Directed by Brian De Palma, starring Kevin Costner, Charles Martin Smith, Andy Garcia, Robert De Niro, and Sean Connery.
Wow,
De Niro and Connery. Wow.
This right here, I don't know why it's so pixelated, but this is the fucking coolest picture I've ever seen in my fucking life. This is so dope. Look how cool they look. Connery makes them look cool. I don't know why it's so pixelated, but holy shit. That's like, I'm excited to see this dude. I've seen the clip of De Niro.
Connery won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for this film.
Oh man, look at that!
This is an award-winning performance.
Look at him cheesing.
An Oscar-winning performance. Oh my god!
There he is.
I cannot wait for this, and it's so fitting because we go from one crime film to another noir crime film.
Hell yeah! Oh man, we got as a bonus, we got to find the acceptance speech at the Oscars.
And hold on, if I do say so, we've got a guest for this one.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Do we announce it or do we wait to confirm?
Let's wait.
Oh, it'll be a surprise. All right. Yeah. So I'm excited to see this, man. This is like a film that I see the scene of like De Niro as Capone, like I think he's getting a haircut or getting shaved, and there's like a quote, like he's like saying like some of the cuff of like, you know, like don't let other people fuck with you or whatever. Like this, like it's like a quote people always put on like online and stuff. It's like an inspirational quote from Al Capone. But I see that clip all the time, so I've seen a lot of that going around, and I've seen a lot of images of Connery, especially specifically that one of him with the rifle on his arm. So yeah, I am excited for this, man. It's gonna be a fun watch.
Also, we went from one, I said Frightened City reminded me a little bit of Killers of the Flower Moon, which has Robert De Niro in it, to a film with Robert De Niro in it.
Look at those connections. I'm in, man.
This will be our first, both chronologically and Connery Curious-wise, Connery film with Kevin Costner.
Yes.
We'll get him again in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
That's right.
So, awesome. I'm really looking forward to The Untouchables. This is going to be fun.
It's going to be a good one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys, this was The Frightened City.
I had a blast.
This was a lot of fun. We cannot wait.
Not so much with the movie. The movie was fun, but not really fun.
Sure.
The being mean to women wasn't really fun.
Exactly. But yeah, so that was The Frightened City. Next week, Connery will return in The Untouchables. And so will we, and maybe a guest. We will let you guys know. You'll find out when the episode comes out, won't you? But until then,
you're gonna have to stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But until then, man, I've been Mario Lima,
and I've been Dylan Titus. And as always, folks,
stay curious. You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on social media for updates, memes, and clips. Find us on Twitter @CuriousPod007 and on Instagram @ConneryCurious. You can also visit Titus Compositions @TitusCompositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion and content about your favorite films, comics, games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit Friggin' Nerds Media on Twitter @Friggin' Nerds. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach the other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us, and have a great day, but also remember, stay curious.